G'day, it's Pete here, and I'm here with Andy Hung. So we're here for just an interview with Andy because we don't have too many talkback questions tonight. But if anyone does have any questions for us, or in general, or about Andy or anything, just shoot them through, and we're happy to answer them. Anyway, Andy Hung's a professional bridge player from Brisbane who does lots of other stuff as well. So say hi, Andy.
Hey guys.
So first of all, what's the bridge scene up in Brisbane like?
The bridge scene, well, I mean, there are quite a lot of bridge clubs, but most of them are for not-for-profit. But there's still quite a few members, but I guess up in Brisbane it's not as competitive as, say, Sydney or Melbourne.
Yeah. How'd you get into professional bridge?
I guess to do so, I had to play lots to begin with. Yeah, I mean, when I started playing bridge, it was just during high school times, and yeah, I guess I got really hooked and then learnt more online. I mean, back in those days, there was BBO. I mean, found out about BBO, but also played some bridge on the Yahoo games.
Nice. So you basically were sort of self-taught compared to like some other people who were had like teachers. I guess you got yourself into it. Like none of your family plays, do they?
No, none of my family play.
So what sort of steps did you take to sort of improve at bridge when you had to teach yourself?
Pretty much just played lots.
Played lots.
Played lots, read lots, watch lots, kibitz, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I remember during high school, if I was, I don't know, studying for maths or something, I would be in front of the computer while kibitzing some table and then just doing some exercises. So just watching lots. And
So bridge helps you study.
yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Nice. So you said read lots. What are your favourite books?
My favourite books, not too sure what favourite books I have currently, but I do remember from the beginning when I was still learning, I guess a couple of books spring into mind about how they had effect on me, how I remember just learning, thinking, oh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember reading some Ron Klinger books, some Hugh Kelsey books, some Eddie Cantor books, but yeah, just a whole variety from, I guess, the big authors.
And just keep reading.
Yeah, just kept reading, and it was very unusual because I'm not a reading person. Yeah, throughout high school, didn't really finish a single English book, but they would always put me to sleep.
Yeah.
I'd read maybe 2 or 3 pages and then just get bored, and then like one day later, just forget what I read for the first 3 pages. I have to repeat. You know that feeling? So yeah, I just sort of gave up. But for bridge, I could read from page 1 to finish in 1 hour.
No.
Yeah, it felt weird.
So what was what was your first big achievement in bridge? Like how did you your first big result? You're like, oh yeah, I'm not too bad at this, or sort of thing.
Well, I guess I was pretty fortunate when I was still learning over in Brisbane, because I had the likes of, say, Paul Gosney, Nathan Menjol, Peter Hainsworth, back in those days, yeah, the big guns in Brisbane, they helped me out.
How'd they find you? Like, how'd you realise there was a scene for youth players, or did you just go along to a club and they found you, or?
Yeah, I guess it was actually almost by accident. So back in the Yahoo Bridge games,
The good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. They were pretty good because I would always log on around the same time, and there was this pair from the US. I think they were just 2 grandmas, and they would always play around the same time. And I can't remember how I found them, but I would always kibitz them, and sometimes I would play with them. Yeah, they taught me quite a bit. And one day they were just chatting. We were just chatting, and they told me, "Oh yeah, you should go read some bridge books, and there are bridge clubs around." And I was thinking, "What? There are bridge books, bridge clubs?" really? They exist? They go, yeah, it does. I mean, for me, I thought all card games were just, just fun kitchen card games. I didn't really think there were actual clubs for it. So yeah, I just went online, googled Australian Bridge, and I remember reading a section about Youth Bridge, and then told me to contact this person. And
Was that Peter Gill?
no, I think David Lusk.
Okay.
I think he was the head of the youth or something, and I just emailed him about what's going on in the Australian youth, or how can I join?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just referred me to the Queensland Bridge players, I guess, and then that's how they picked me up.
So seeing as you sort of found this sort of lucky route into actually finding it to a youth club, what sort of ways do you reckon we could do to improve such that if there are young people out there that they find it better?
I guess that's a bit tricky because, I mean, for young players, I mean, for me, I was really, really, really keen. I mean, those pretty much, you have to find those type of people to actually be worthwhile, I guess, because, I mean, these days, the young players, they have a lot of things that can attract their attention. So, I mean, you need the really, really keen ones.
Yeah.
To actually recruit, and I guess normally when they're very keen, they could easily just make a Google search online, and they should be able to find it.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah, but otherwise it's a bit hard to capture, I don't know how to advertise it out, to capture their attention. Yeah.
On a slightly different note, you're actually down here in Melbourne because you did a workshop and you travel around a bit of Australia doing workshops. What sort of is encompassed in these workshops that you do? What do people get out of them, and how do they work?
They get quite a lot out of it. I mean, the way I structured my lessons, workshops, start off with a presentation. I mean, just a professional PowerPoint presentation where I go through each slides and have a interactive discussion with the players, and sometimes about a set topic, sometimes just training or coaching, and afterwards just play some boards just to re-emphasize or to get a feel of what the topic was about.
Yeah. Do you do a bit of coaching just in general, or just generic coaching?
At the moment it's a bit small, but yes, I have been sort of coaching the Queensland teams for the like an ANC training day, what they call it. So the Australian National Championships that is held every year with the open women's seniors and a youth team. So quite often, usually around a month before the tournament starts, the QBA, the Queensland Bridge Association, they set a day, normally on a Saturday, for a training day, and I'm normally the coach that organises the material or the format that goes along with it. So I guess that's the extent of the coaching that I do at the moment. But I mean, in the past, I did mentor a lot of the young youth players, and these days I still try, but it just depends on how much time I have.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, you remember what it was like.
Andy was one of my first partners. That was a long time ago, back in 2006 or something.
Yeah, 2005/6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played a lot online because, for me, when I was doing year 12, I had a similar approach to Andy, where my parents said, if you're bored, you have to do homework. So all I did was spend 3 hours a night playing bridge with Andy most nights throughout the year. And then I wasn't bored.
We just played a lot online, pretty much, just even during lectures.
Also, you're the bulletin editor for the ANC, and you also write the newsletter for the Australian Youth Bridge. What's sort of involved in all this editing, writing, newslettery stuff?
I guess throughout my university years, that has taught me to, throughout all the assignments that I've had to do. I mean, the quality of the content does count, but also the presentation. I've found out that it also counts.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you don't have good material or you've sort of written something up in a scratch, as long as you make it look neat and tidy, and yeah, it'll give you some extra marks.
Yeah.
So throughout those years, I've always made sure to just train myself in Word just to format things quite well. And I guess using those skills, I was can easily, and I also enjoy writing up the bulletins. Just.
How hard do you find it to find all the hands to actually write the material? Like, do people give you hands very often, or?
Unfortunately, these days it's a bit more tough because I'm a bit too old for the youth scene now. So, I mean, usually I can contribute maybe quite a bit of material because when I was still a youth player, I could write up some hands or some reports about the youth tournaments. Yeah, that was probably started maybe probably 3 years ago. But these days, because I can't really, I'm obviously too old to play the youth tournaments.
You're really old.
No. Yeah, and so I can't really write much material. I mean, I can ask some of the Australian youth players around for some material, but I mean, it gets to a stage where I don't know, I would be asking them for the third or the fourth time, and I don't know, it just feels like, I mean, it's more of a volunteer work for them to sort of contribute something.
Yeah.
You can't really give something back. It's just more like a fun reading bulletin, not really there to make money or anything, just to inform these bridge players around Australia what's happening in the youth world. And so what I'm saying is pretty much it's, these days it's a bit tougher to get enough content for the youth bulletin, but I can still get by.
Also for the ANC, some of it you can prepare ahead of time, some of it obviously gets fitted in from the action at the there. What sort of stuff can you prepare for a bulletin ahead of time?
Well, quite easily, I guess. I mean, you would expect to be putting in results and the schedule, for example, like on what events are being played and what time. I mean, they can just pre-do that in the front page or something, and we'll leave some space. I can also prepare some interesting articles that I can do beforehand, and just leave some space for.
What are these interesting articles?
I'm not sure yet.
But do they usually come? Are they like discussion topics, or are they hands from previous tournaments, or a mixture of both? Or
probably a mixture of both. Just whatever I think it will appeal to most players. They'll read the bulletin. Yeah.
You also run the "What Should I Bid" thing on the Australian ABF website. What sort of encompassed with that, and how did you get that role?
I think it was a couple of years ago. Just trying to remember who was the person that was running the "What Should I Bid" before.
Was it Peter Fordham or someone like that?
It's either Peter Ford or maybe Sartaj or maybe Kieran Dyke. I'm not too sure. I think one of them wanted to stop, and then I think one of the committee members just came up to me one tournament, and just asked if I was interested to run it, and I thought, well, why not? Just happy to answer some bidding questions, and pretty much what happens is, if anyone has any sort of bidding questions or queries, there's some burning questions that they might have, they just go on the ABF website and just find it and just submit it, and in a month, I mean, I normally just choose the most interesting one, and you get a bit of prize for it.
So if you have the most interesting hand, you get a $30 prize, is it?
Yeah, I think it's $30 book voucher with either Paul Laming's Bridge Books or Nick Farrer's Bridge Shop.
Okay, cool. So if anyone's got any bidding problems and they didn't post them live or wants to ask Andy, make sure you hassle him via the ABF website and post a "What Should I Bid?"
You don't have to.
Also, you do bridge holidays and you go away and run events all over the place. Where was the last one you ran?
The last one was over at Harvey Bay. Harvey Bay, which is about 3.5 hours drive north of Brisbane. Yeah, it was quite nice. I mean, we've only just started to run or host bridge holidays. Started last year. The first one was over down at Hunter Valley. That was also quite nice.
What's like a general schedule for a holiday? Like what do you do and how long do they go for usually?
I guess if it's depends on what type of holiday. If it's like a sort of like a domestic one, like for example over at Hunter Valley or Harvey Bay, or if it's like a cruise along somewhere. But say if it's like in a domestic within Australia, yeah, somewhere around like 4 or 5 nights. And yeah, each day just consists of bit of both bridge and bit of entertainment. So the bridge wise might be like a like a workshop, like a seminar, sometimes followed by some triplicate bridge, just some hands, and also some of the side things, tours, maybe some sightseeing things to do. For example, over Hunter Valley, there was wine tasting, cheese tasting, yeah.
And that's all sort of, that stuff's all sort of organised ahead of time. It's not like they have to find it while they're there, but
yeah, everything is organised. So, when someone is interested, they join a holiday. I mean, they just don't need to do anything more, and yeah, we just take care of everything on all the schedule.
And where's your next one?
Next one's actually over. It's my first international one.
Oh, awesome.
In St. Petersburg in Russia.
Okay. And how long was that for, and when is it?
Starts on the end of September. Goes for about 9 nights, 10 days.
So about twice as long as the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, because it's overseas, just thought we need a bit of time to grasp the culture, just take a look at the tours. I mean, obviously you now need a bit more time for the tours themselves, because you're over another country. You definitely want to see its history, culture, and also taste the cuisines. Yeah, pretty much a lot of things.
What's one thing in particular that you're looking forward to while you're over there?
This time we probably will. I think we will be going to the Hermitage, which is probably a very massive museum. I think. What do they say? They said if you go into the Hermitage, they have so many things, and if you decide to stand in front of a painting or an item, whatever's in the museum, each item, I don't know, was it 2 seconds or 5 seconds? I don't remember. And to finish the entire collection in the Hermitage, it's like, I don't know, 3 lifetimes or something, or 100 years.
So it's pretty big.
Pretty big.
Nice.
Yeah, because I did visit St. Petersburg last year, around in June. That was my first time there, and yeah, we didn't really have time to go to Hermitage, so I guess that's one thing I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah, cool. Does anyone in the audience have any questions for Andy? If so, shoot them through. And if people are interested in the cruises or contacting you, how can they contact you?
I have the bridge website. If you'd like to just go to andyhungbridge.com, so ANDYHUNGBRIDGE.com. You'll find my contact details there, and you'll see any of my workshops or lessons coming up over there. But yeah, most of my details up on that website.
Okay, cool. We've got a question from Babs. Hi from Canada, Pete and Andy. I find that so many of the world-class players from different countries end up moving and living in the USA. Ishmael most recently. Would that be in your plans for some time in the future?
Well, you can take a go at that first.
Well, for me, probably not. I'd like to go over and play there in some of their nationals because it's such a world-class event. But I don't think I would plan on moving over there. Yeah, there's lots of competition. I'm quite happy here where I am, but I definitely would like to go over there and give it a shot playing in some of those events. But I don't think that I'd ever end up moving there, but I wouldn't rule it out. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it is certainly very enticing, but for me personally, Well, if it comes down to moving over to the USA, maybe, probably not. But I mean, I would certainly be interested to to visit the USA just to compete in the big tournaments, the three main nationals, and just keep competing and keep improving myself. But in terms of moving there and, for example, move there and wait for 2 or 5 or 10 years in order to trial out for their open team, probably not.
I guess the thing is this. It's very enticing. There's lots of money there, but it's also a lot of competition there and a lot of top players. Whereas over here in Australia, there's not as much competition for the top players, but you don't get as higher caliber events.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I was moving there and if I knew I'd just be there temporary, maybe 5 years, I guess I might try that. But yeah, I don't know if I can. Yeah, move over to the US and leave family, friends behind. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. So what do you reckon's in your future then? What are your plans? Get more into coaching, more into playing, holidays taking off, or
Hopefully everything, really. I mean, obviously.
everything's a success.
Yeah, but in terms of, I mean, I guess I do have two main goals in my life when it comes down to bridge. I guess the biggest one, I guess, would be to become one of the, if not the best, world's best bridge coach. For example, at the moment, I guess the most renowned bridge coach at the moment is Eric Kokish from Canada. Yeah, I do aspire to be what he's doing. I mean, I do enjoy playing. I mean, playing is very fun, but when it comes to the top tier level, it gets very, very stressful. Like one single mistake and you could just easily lose the match. It's just very stressful. But if I'm a coach, I'll just encourage the players. I don't need that stress.
So how do you reckon you could improve your skills as a coach? And like, what would you do to be a better coach?
I guess I will just have to probably just try and make opportunities for me to actually do the coaching, because at the moment I don't really have that many opportunities to be a coach. I mean, not too sure who needs coaching, but
pretty much everyone, but it's not like a thing that everyone actually seeks.
Yeah, that's right. And also, I guess I'm not a well-known coach at the moment. I mean, I don't really have that much material at the moment, but I do. I mean, soon I hope I can get a whole collection of them and as time goes past, and hopefully, I can be asked to be, maybe travel to different countries for them asking me to be, have a training program or something like that.
Alright, so on a similar thing, your thoughts on choosing a convention. How do you reckon any partnership should go about? What things should they assess on whether a convention's a good thing or not?
I mean, I guess when you're trying to choose a convention to play, that's probably the most important the most important factor you need to take into account is maybe two factors. Firstly, is it efficient? Is it efficient as in how frequent does it arise? I mean, if you play a convention that comes up once in a blue moon, then probably not going to be a good convention to play, because you would have missed out making that bid if you had played something else.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, all conventions are great, because if you play a convention that comes up once in a blue moon and it does come up, of course you'll be getting a good result on that board, because all conventions are good when they do come up. That's why frequency is important.
Assuming it's their win case and not that they come up and it's one of those hands that stuffs it up because it's...
Yeah. I mean that leads on to the second thing. That is, you need to remember it. That's the downside about rare conventions, is that because it comes up, doesn't really come out at all, you're very prone to forgetting it.
Yeah. So first thing for choosing a convention, what's the frequency and will you remember it? So you want something that comes up frequent enough that you will remember.
Yes.
Yeah. What else?
I guess make sure it's something efficient, something that can't be bid some other way, I guess. Just to
So that when it comes up, it actually wins you the board. Rather than...
not wins, just helps you out, I guess. I mean, maybe it depends on which conventions. For example, if we're talking about like 2-level openings, what I should play 2 diamonds as, or 2 hearts, or 2 spades as. That's a little different to say conventions that you play or bid in competition, because say opening bids of 2-level, maybe it's about trying to play like a 2-diamond opening for hands that is a hole in your system, a hand that you can't really sort of bid.
Yeah, kind of like a 2-club precision bid, right? Which plugs a hole for the precision bidders.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Any last thoughts on choosing conventions?
At the end of the day, they're fun, but not very important.
Yeah.
But you can just have the basic conventions, such as the Michael's Q-bid or the unusual no trump. But otherwise, there's no need to have a bucket load of conventions, because sure, they're fun to play around with, but not very important.
Yeah. All right. Well, we might wrap it up there. Thanks all for watching. Hope you got some information out of Andy, and yeah.
Thank you, Pete.
No worries. See you next time. Bye for now.